I'm doing great, thank you. Thank you.
Great. Yep.
Would you like to wait a bit so more
Sure.
people could join?
Sure, no problem. Yeah, we can wait.
All right, so let's just kind of wait for a few more minutes and then
Yeah.
can
How's your
start.
day?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Doing great.
great.
Yeah.
Good to have you here.
Yeah, great to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Yes, indeed. We're so happy. And I think the AMA that we've done yesterday by Andy were doing great, right?
I enjoyed it as well. It was
Yes.
funny, especially the quiz part. Hopefully, today's AMA is also going to be fun and informative.
Indeed.
So
yes. Hoping that a community will get a lot of insight from you as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I can see some of the familiar faces from Metafluence over here as well.
Yeah, we also kind of let our community know. So yeah, I do see some of our own team and also people. Oh, I see Troy here. Who was yesterday's star.
From yesterday's session. Oh, really? That's great.
Yeah, he is here as well. Yeah, I do see Metaphor and Troy, who are coming from our community, and I do see a couple of our own team members here as well. I think we can wait for maybe 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we can start.
Sure, no problem. Yeah,
right.
I can see that our communities are joining us through this AMA session. And it's always great to have audio. I remember you did mention about the benefits of having an audio AMA. Would you like to share with our community now?
Yeah, I mean it's more, I would say, more interactive, more. It's more like human-like, right? Because people can actually hear and understand the energy, when you're typing. I mean, there's a study related to that. When you're communicating, if it's just a text, there is like a 20% or something sort of success, and then when you're switching to audio, it's like 50%. When you're switching to video, it's like 70%. So it's when people are listening, I think it's more important because you're not just speaking, but you're also expressing and transmitting your energy in the communication as well. So I think it's a good part of the communication. Texts are also good because you can see if you're, let's say, if you haven't heard something, you can actually go back and read. In that regard, texts are good, and sometimes maybe you should do text too. But I think in general, audio and video communications are probably better.
Yeah, I totally got that. I think there's two ways for us to do AMAs. For having an audio AMA could be a lot more interacting. We can have more frictions between me and you. I'm quite sure that you're very excited for this AMA indeed over here. So by having text. Absolutely. Yeah, by having text, so the new members have joined us throughout in the middle of the time can have a read, can take a read on what we have mentioned, covered the previous on the AMA. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, texts are good in that regard. All right, I think we already have some people. If you'd like to, maybe we can start.
Sure, no problem. So. Hello, Gemster. Here comes another Gems crossover AMA. Today we have Alvin, CEO and co-founder of Metafluence over here. let's have a warm welcome for Alvin. Okay, so before we start, could you please introduce yourself and tell us about the ideas behind Metafluence and what you aim to achieve in this project?
Thanks, Juice, again, and I would like to again thanks for everyone joining, and I would like to say hi to GEMS community, and I'm happy to be here. When it comes to Metafluence, sure. So just to give you a quick intro actually about myself. So I'm CEO and co-founder at Metafluence. I've been in crypto for more than 5 years. My background is mainly business development and influencer marketing. When it comes to Metafluence, what we are aiming to build is an influencer-centric environment in the metaverse and allow influencers, brands, and the audiences to communicate with each other, engage with each other in an incentivized and transparent manner. What I mean by that is just to elaborate more. So Metafluence is a city in the metaverse, and the main component of this city is the meta huts. Meta huts are 3D homes in the metaverse, and each of the meta huts will have rooms such as NFT room, shopping room, events room, and also customizable room. So these rooms are basically different functionalities and monetization tools for social media influencers. For example, in the NFT room, you can basically create your NFTs, showcase or sell them. In the events room, you can invite your friends or fans if you are an influencer and have bigger audiences. You can even create private events and sell the event tickets in form of NFTs. And even if you're, let's say, creating educational sort of content and having private courses, let's say you're a trader and you're teaching some sort of trading techniques and tips, and you're having a paid course, you can also create an event and invite people who are interested to join your course and basically sell your NFT tickets to them. And in the shopping room, you will be able to engage with brands and also for example, get a product from different brands who are allowing affiliate sort of collaborations, and let's say put those products in the shopping room, and whenever someone is purchasing that product, you're getting affiliate commissions through that. And also there are a lot of brands who are aiming to work with influencers in the metaverse, especially considering the latest hype around metaverse and Web3. There are a lot of brands, bigger, smaller, trying to capitalize on that. And they are looking for influencers and also for platforms where they can actually see an influencer actually advertising their product there, so they can also themselves capitalize their PR on that aspect. So just to kind of wrap it up, yeah, so Meta huts are essentially, again, influencer homes, and these meta huts will have different functionalities in form of different rooms, and it basically gives the social media influencers better monetization options in the metaverse. And I will actually explain more why is that and how in the later stages of our AMA. Thank you, Juice.
No problem. Thank you very much, Alvin, for a very clear explanation on what is Metafluence and also some key ideas about Meta Huts. So actually, Meta Huts is like a hub for people to hang around, right? So I think it's actually a very great description on Metaverse, because like from what I get from what you just mentioned, it's like people can just hang around here, they can sell, and they can do performance, they can do fans meeting over there, and they can teach, and they can engage with friends. So it's just like a real place. But it's just held online. So I think people who come around in this Meta Hut, like they could fully engage over there. Can I say that it's more like a hotel, and people just come around?
Uh, Maybe. I mean, the meta huts are actually they are quite large. So our land plots, so our meta huts are located on our land plots, and our
Mm-hmm.
land plot is basically 100 to 100 meter, basically a square, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
have 10,000 square meter land, and about one third of that land is meta huts because they are quite large. And in that perspective, you can think of them maybe as hotels, but we would like to call them like homes because each meta hut will have their own owners, and also they will be able to upgrade meta huts in the future with different rooms. And we are also allowing different customization around the rooms and meta huts in terms of like the color of the meta huts, and also adding, different functionalities, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Indeed. So having their own homes, like I think it's a more engaged with the concept of like blockchains. Like people nowadays are more keen on having their own ownership of something. So within the Meta Huts, they can have their own homes. So I think is there any visuals that you can share with our community over here? Like would there be a trailer about the Meta Huts?
Yeah, we actually have a lot of materials
Mm-hmm.
on our website and on our YouTube channel as well. So let me go ahead and share it in the group.
Yeah.
Let me find it. Okay. So I'm actually connected with my phone because the audio quality is better. So I
Mm-hmm.
tried to send the link and it blocked me, your
Let me
group.
have a look over here. Or could you
Let,
please send me the link so that I can send to you on your behalf?
yeah, sure. Just a moment. Okay, so in this link, so it also contains a piece of white paper. Also, you can see the general concept, uh, what we're envisioning the meta has to be. So it's better if the people here listening, if they could watch it on their own devices, because it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot better than me, sharing it here. I can
Right.
even send the YouTube link because we have a lot of videos there that could be useful. So let me send it in the group as well, so you can just forward it there.
Sure.
So yeah, so people can actually watch. So I can't talk all day about this, but watching it and actually saying it, it makes a lot more, uh, kind of different
Mm-hmm.
experience
Right.
to viewers. Yeah.
Understand. So let's move on to our next question. So actually, where do you get the idea from, and how did it start for the
Mm-hmm.
for this project?
Yeah, so we've been actually doing influencer marketing way back. We actually started back in 2017 as a B2B influencer marketing platform called KeepFace, and that platform is actually still operational, and that is basically the other side of the business. And we ran over 1,000 influencer campaigns in 40 countries globally. We've worked with tons of influencers, and we basically understand what are the gaps, the challenges, and the issues facing the industry. When we're talking about the influencer marketing, it is an industry that came around like 10 years ago, and it still has a lot of challenges, such as on the influencer side, when you're a smaller influencer, you're having a lot of difficulties to monetize your audience, because a lot of brands, they are only wanting to work with like bigger influencer, and the first thing they are looking at is the influencer audience size. And for example, you may have influencers with only like couple thousand followers, but they have like way high engagement because they have a real audience. And you may have an influencer with a few 100,000 followers, but it's all like bots or fake audience, right? But uh, just because brands tend to reach to bigger influencers because they think that the audience size is more important, the smaller influencers with actual audiences are left alone, right? And they are also forced, just because of that, they're also forced to somehow kind of increase their following using bots or different, different like sort of fake audiences, right? So you have an issue on the influencer side, the inability to better monetize your audience. And on the brand side, so you have like three sides of this influencer marketing triangle. You have influencers, you have brands, and you have the audiences. So on the brand side, the challenge is if you're a brand and wanting to work with an influencer, you want to work on a performance-based model, meaning that if an influencer is trying to promote you on the YouTube channel or Twitter, Instagram, etc., you want to actually see the outcome of that promotion, right? You may try to use some sort of referral links to better understand, but ultimately the industry it currently lacks the performance-based influencer marketing model, because you cannot actually track the actual results. And if you're like a bigger brand, you're kind of struggling to understand where the actual traffic is coming from. Is it from this influencer, or it just comes from like I don't know, just Google SEO, etc., right? So that is an issue facing brand side of the triangle. And on the audiences side, the audiences, they want more engagement with the influencers, especially with celebrities. And when they are trying to reach them and or comment under their posts, just because there is like a huge line of comments and people trying to reach out to these influencers, the influencers only have like a limited time to reach back, right? And there are currently actually some Web 2.0 platforms such as Cameo or Patreon, allowing subscription models for fans who are like more interested to engage with this influencer. For example, with Cameo, you can actually get a personalized video from celebrities like Snoop Dogg. You just pay them, and they are like saying "Happy Birthday" to you, or anything of such content, right? You can get a personalized video from celebrities or from different influencers, right? But in the metaverse, in the 3D environment, if you are reaching out to certain influencers and trying to engage more with them, there is no platform like that so far, right? So and also the other aspect relating to influencer marketing is you have the whole industry, which is basically the driver of the social media promotions, because now more and more people are referring to social media influencers for promotions. But the industry itself, it has a lot of gaps and challenges, and its estimated worth is around to be $16 billion industry. While you have metaverse and NFTs, the market, which is to be estimated around $1 trillion market. So you have like $16 billion market, which is one of the main drivers of the $1 trillion market. And with Metafluence, we're basically trying to bridge that gap. We're trying to bridge the gap between influencer marketing and the metaverse. So that is basically the idea where we got the idea from.
I see, got it. So the basic idea is to bridge the gap between the influencer and also the metaverse idea. And it would be so great and so cool to have a personalized video from Snoop Dogg on my birthday. I can't wait for that. Yeah. So move on to the next questions. What are the competitive advantage of Metafluence?
That's a great question. So when you're checking out the other there are some similar projects, right, to us, even though if you're referring to the bigger ones, such as Decentraland and Sandbox, you may actually get a similar sort of experience there as well, because I mean you can engage with different people, right? But in our case, what we're trying to do is to build specifically an influencer-centric environment and give the monetization tools to bigger influencers. Currently, we are focusing on bigger influencers, and we've already onboarded like around 100 influencers so far to our MetaHubs. the main mission in this regard is once we make the influencers happy, once the social media influencers they see the real value, they see that okay, they can come to this platform, they can invite their fans, and they can uh, you know make some money there by selling NFTs or engaging with their fans, and it's just fun environment which they could monetize. So once the value is there and locked, it's a lot easier to bring more audiences because the influencer they have their audiences. In other projects, they are trying to do like everything at once and trying to focus on everyone. But when you're focusing on influencers, the growth and users will follow them. So that's why we're trying to focus on the influencers first, so they can bring more audiences. And through the influencers, the brands and the audiences will follow. So that's the main vision for that. But also just to let everyone know, when we're meaning influencers, it's not just the bigger accounts. Right now, we are focused on bigger influencers, at least 1,000 plus followers, right? Just because we want to bring more audiences. But in our vision and in our philosophy, everyone who has a social media account and has some followers is an influencer. Maybe you have 100 followers or you may have 1,000,000 followers, but you still have the ability to influence your audience. So in that regard, you can be a small influencer, maybe with 100 followers, and you're owning a meta and you're trying to sell your NFTs to your 100 followers, or you can be a celebrity with millions of followers. It doesn't matter to us. But at the current stage, we are actually focused on the bigger influencers because that's where the growth is.
Yeah, congratulations on your third big achievement of having 100 influencer on board for Metafluence projects. So yeah, yeah, I agree on the influencer trend that people are more likely to follow on what the influencers are talking about. For example, what they said, what the product that they use. So yeah, I think it is also one of the trend right now. And I think I did take a read on the meaning of influencer. It's like for people who can influence another person. For example, if I can convince you on the very happy experience that I have on this Gems crossover AMA with Metafluence, then I think if I can make one person to come in this AMA, I can be one of the good influencers as well. Because from the words that I say, I can actually raise awareness to my community.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, yeah. Also, I would also like to add that influencers, in my opinion, the social media influencers are basically the pioneers of the decentralized web because they are leading this change, right? Before them, it was if you wanted to promote something, you would have to go to different agencies and outlets. Right now, anyone can do any sort of promotion simply by reaching out to if you're reaching out to smaller influencer, bigger influencer, you can get the word out regarding your business, whatever you're promoting, right? So also social media influencers are driving the sentiment around the internet right now, right? Because whenever there's a trend, they are the ones leading this the information flow in their networks, right? So this is something that again, in our opinion, is very vital. If we can get everything right, this is going to be a huge movement. We do have something called influencer clans too, where we allow different influencers can come together, up to 100 influencers, and create clans. Like if you're a fashion influencer, you can create a clan and involve 100 different fashion style influencers, or 100 different gamers forming a gaming meta clan of influencers. So a lot of interesting concepts that we are working on, and I think it's very important, especially today, considering all the movement and that transitioning from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0.
Great. Indeed. Can't wait for more upcoming news for Metafluence projects. Shall we move on to our next questions? Can you please also talk about the Meta token? Like, what is the involved utility of the token of Meta?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jules. So when it comes to Meta, just to let everyone know, we've already launched that token back in January. We raised 3 million and launched through Bluezilla launchpads such as BSC Pad, NFT Launchpad, VPad, and currently our token is trading on Gate.io, Maxi, and Pancake. When it comes to the utility of Meta, the utility can be divided into 3 aspects. Those are purchases and transactions, which is quite straightforward. And then the community incentives, such as holder incentive, transaction fee incentives, affiliate incentives when used Meta, staking incentives, which is staking is already in place. And then activity incentives. So if you're active within our ecosystem, we are also aiming to reward the active users. And then the third aspect is governance, which will allow you, bigger voting power within the Meta clans and also within the whole ecosystem. So the more straightforward aspect to it is Meta clan. So if you're a clan member holding more Meta tokens, you will be able, your vote is basically more considerate than the ones holding less Meta tokens. So yeah, just 3 aspects again, involving utility purchases and transactions, community incentives, and governance.
Got it. Thank you, Alvin, for your very detailed sharing, and congratulations on your successful launch.
Thank you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, so what are your next important upcoming events? Could you give us some details for our Gemsters?
Yeah, absolutely. We are currently conducting our private sale of land plots and meta huts, and next we are aiming to do a launchpad sale for the land plots and meta huts, which are basically NFTs, and then we'll do a public sale on our own platform. And then also we are working out MVP, which we are planning to launch in the first half of June. So we have actually a big event coming in Amsterdam on June 17th, and we would like to launch the MVP before that event. We are also in parallel, we are working to develop our VR as well. VR is something we were actually thinking to do close to the end of this year, but we thought that there is actually huge interest coming from our community related to VR. So we are now developing the VR aspect as well, and we would like to launch the VR with MVP hopefully in the first half of June as well. So these are, I would say, the main important events, but our community can check our social media channels, especially Twitter, to see all the events that are happening and will be happening in the near future.
Yeah, sure. So, Gemster, please stay tuned on Metafluence Twitter channel for upcoming events. There will be VR, MVP, private sale of Metaland, and launchpad sale and public sale as well. So, for what you have just mentioned, I believe that Metafluence is indeed a project that do care about the community feedback that you have already that you have moved up your timeline for the product development.
Yeah, and also just one thing to add relating to our land sale, people can actually go and get whitelisted for that. We are planning actually the launchpad sale hopefully by the end of this month or early May, the latest. Then there's going to be public sale, so people can actually get whitelisted and to get the latest updates in that regard as well. Just wanted to add that aspect to it if someone is interested.
Sure, of course. So, dear Gemster, if you're interested, then don't forget to check out the Metafluence tweet, and maybe Gems. Meanwhile, we'll also retweet on the very big events that will be happening soon. Thank you, Alvin. So shall we move on to the next part on the Twitter community questions?
Sure, absolutely. I'm looking forward to those questions.
Sure, of course. So for the Twitter community sessions, we'll have 3 questions that's submitted by the community. So first question is, what is your current roadmap status? Has Metafluence been successful in reaching all your roadmap targets? Can you give us a brief roadmap update?
Yes. When it comes to the roadmap, we are sticking to our roadmap. We are not deviating from it. But we are making some adjustments. For example, I just mentioned the VR aspect, which we were thinking to do. By the end of this year, but we thought that it's more important, and we just moved it on the roadmap. So we're making some adjustments based on the community feedback, based on the current market demands, I would say. But we are mainly sticking to our roadmap, and currently we're working on the MVP. And as I mentioned earlier, the plan is to launch our MVP in the first half of June. So that's I think a brief update regarding the roadmap. Thank you, Juice.
Thank you very much, Alvin. So let's move on to our next question. Will there be lens limited? How can the community buy those lens? And what are the benefits and advantage of owning the lens early in Metafluence?
Sure. So we are in this land, in Land Plus and MetaHut sales, we are launching basically the volume 1 of sales, and we will have actually 23,700 land plots and 240 MetaHuts in this volume of sales. So the benefits of getting early land plots or MetaHuts is basically you can in the private sale round, we are actually giving 1.5% royalty fees to our private investors, but there are some limitations to participate in the private sale. But when it comes to the launchpad sale and public sales, the main benefit is that you can actually select the best areas in the city, close to the city center and close to the main districts that we are planning to launch, for example, fashion district, gaming district. So you can get the better land plots by becoming an early investor. But in general, I mean, there are a lot of benefits, which I mentioned. If you are owning a MetaHut, you're basically owning a sort of online business, which allows you to, which gives you different sort of monetization tools, especially very helpful if you are having some audience on your social media channels, which you can capitalize on.
Indeed. So me myself, if I'm going to have a piece of Meadowland, I'll definitely get a part in the fashion parts on the fashion streets, so that maybe I can communicate or I can have more
let us
fashion exchange.
Let us
make it happen.
And we'll see what we can do. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's move on to our next question. So what are the key features of Metafluence technology and products that you believe will help you succeed? How would you earn revenue to support the project's development? And what strategies do you have to attract more users in the future?
This is actually a really nice question, because it's basically the combination of 3 questions, right? So I will try to go one by one. So features and products that we think will help us to succeed, right? So I think the main focus is on our MetaHuts and the rooms, because they are actually the features and functionalities. And these are not just like randomized sort of rooms, right? When we talk about NFT room, shopping room, or events room, these are very important in today's internet. And we think these sort of features and functionalities, such as having like private events or public events and engaging with your friends or fans, or launching your own NFT collection or collaborating with brands, right? These sort of features are very important in today's world, and also I believe in the future as well, it's going to be a really key aspect. So these are I think, the main features that I think will help us to succeed. And when it comes to the revenue streams of the um, of the project, I think the revenue streams, we can divide them into three sides. Transaction fees, basically streams, revenue streams coming from the transaction fees, because we will be implementing like a small fee per each transaction, including royalty fees too. And also Metafluence asset sales, such as MetaHut sales, land plot sales, different sort of upgrades or different sort of Metafluence NFTs that we're aiming to launch in the future. And then also brand stores, like we are working, and we are planning to work with more brands in the future, especially related to fashion and gaming. And we are also estimating some revenue coming on that side as well. And also the third aspect is the advertisement, billboard advertisement within the Metafluence city, or different sort of event sponsorships or branded NFTs that we can basically accommodate to our brands who are willing to, participate in our ecosystem. So revenue streams can be divided again into transaction fees, Metafluence asset sales, and advertisement. And then this third question, what was the third part of the question again?
Yes. So what strategies do you have to attract more users in future?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, the strategies, we have the marketing side of things going consistently, and different sort of partnerships, different sort of, marketing plans and events. We already participated in a few events. I believe we already shared like a Dubai event participation, participated in a like really large event in Turkey, I think a week ago. And also, I think the key element here is going to be the influencers themselves, who are basically going to be happy with our platform. So once you make the social media influencers happy, once they are happy, and once they are actually getting the value from the platform, and they are actually seeing the value, I think that's going to be the biggest advertisement and the biggest user growth, because there's an actual value and there's an actual platform, which not a lot of platforms are offering right now, right? So that is, I think, going to be the biggest aspect involving more users.
Indeed. So I think you've also mentioned about like meta homes. That's one of the key points from this AMA, that is like for everyone will be able to have their own meta huts and able to have their own homes, so that they can have their sense of belongings and to be part of this metaverse. Indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Jules.
Yeah, sure. So before I proceed to the live AMA, is there anything you want to add to our community?
I think we can potentially take a couple questions from GEMS community.
Sure.
Right now. I don't know if they typed them or not. Let me check the group.
Yep. So So let's get started on our Telegram community questions. So over here we'll have our Gemster to raise their hand. So you can see over here we got couples of community members already raised their hand. So after they raise their hand, they will have to unmute themselves, and they have 1 minute to ask the questions to Alvin, and then you'll be on mute. So by then, Alvin can pick a winner, but the usernames of the winner needs to be unchanged until the winner claiming process.
Okay,
Alvin,
so
are you ready?
Right now, yeah. So right now, do I pick them or you will pick them? I don't know the actual process.
Yeah, you can actually pick them.
Mm-hmm. There are some some people raising hands, right? So should I just go ahead and select some on my own, or?
Sure, of course. You can pick a winner, and after that, after they ask their questions, could you please also mute them afterwards?
Sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. I do see some hands here. Okay, yes. Henry and Joe, I have a question. Okay, let me see. Allowed to speak. Okay. Hey, Henry.
Hello, Henry.
Hi. Hi, Evan. Yeah. My question. How? Can you tell me?
Yes, I can hear
Yes,
you.
we can
Yeah.
hear you. I'm just okay, go ahead.
Yes. My question. Can you explain how is the tokenomics distribution? How many token will be minted, and how many token will be locked with the team?
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So Alvin has asked about the tokenomics.
Tokenomics side of things. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let me share the detailed tokenomics, and I will talk about that as well. So the total supply of the tokens is 5 billion meta tokens. So far, let me go ahead. There are like different vesting options, right? So, for example, the vesting goes up to 40 years. For example, the team tokens are vested for 40 years. There are, different sort of vestings. I mean, it's probably better if I just share the link. Let me just share this so people can actually see the detailed answer. Just a moment.
Sure.
So we'll just send it to the group just for you to share it in the group, so Henry also can take a look.
Sure, of course. So I think like on top of the tokenomics, I think Henry also asked about like how can they make sure that they can make revenue from the project.
To make sure to make revenue, is it related to the token price raise or just in general?
I think in general.
By owning MetaHuts, because I mean this is again like in general we can never give you a financial advice. That's one thing. Do your own research, take a look at the project, and then make a decision. When it comes to the making a revenue through MetaHuts, as I discussed earlier, there are different functionalities that are involving MetaHuts. Again, for example, if you want to create an NFT collection, you can create an NFT collection in your NFT room and showcase them to your friends or to some other people, and then basically sell your NFTs there, just like in other marketplaces. In the events room, you can have a private event and sell your NFT tickets and make some earnings there. Or you can collaborate with brands through the shopping room, for example. And we will be actually adding more customization and customizable rooms as well in the future. So this is kind of to give you a quick answer.
Thank you very much, Alvin. So I'm hoping that the answer can address to our first winner. Moving on, let's move on to our next community questions. Then we can move on to our quiz session that Metafluence have prepared for our Gemster.
Yeah, great. I mean, let me pick the second question then. Let me see. I do see a lot of hands here. All right. I'm curious to select. How about in your bond, Dennis? Stay focused. Okay,
sure.
let me...
Hello. Please unmute your mic, Dennis.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. All right. So, what are your plans towards tackling the current state of MI industry?
Sorry, could you please repeat your question?
Yeah.
So I asked, what are your plans towards tackling the current state of the MI industry in general?
Okay.
Which industry again? Did you hear the industry side? I'm sorry, I couldn't catch the industry.
Is it talk about our industry? Could you please repeat your questions again, or can you DM me with your questions?
Or can you just open up the wording of it so we can better understand? Because there are a lot of different kind of acronyms.
Yeah.
And, they could be different things. So it's kind of hard to get.
So can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So you were saying the IM industry is still in its infancy state and it's going through a lot of challenges. So asking what solution are you bringing to the table?
The solutions that
Yes.
I am okay. I got the influencer marketing industry. That was okay. Yeah, it was I am industry. Okay. So yeah, so as I actually mentioned the challenges earlier. So there are a lot of different challenges, right? That I mentioned, for example, on the influencer side, on the brand side, on the audience side, for example, influencer side, the struggles to monetize the social media influence. If you are a smaller influencer, on the brand side, more like performance-based, performance-oriented models, and on the audience side, more of the engagement, right? So when it comes to the influencer side, uh, we are providing more monetization tools to address the challenges, right? Because again, you may be a smaller influencer, but you may have like bigger engagement. You don't need to wait for brands to collaborate with you. You can basically uh, use MetaHut as your own online business and use the monetization tools. There is no like sort of subscription fee that you need to do, but you will need to acquire a MetaHub to do that. Once you do it, you will basically have different sort of functionalities that you can use and monetize. On the brand side, it's more about the performance-based influencer marketing models, which actually our previous B2B platform with Skippies. That's what was our main focus, where we are actually allowing different sort of filtrations based on engagement, based on the audience side, location, and location demographics, and also a lot of different sort of key aspects that are involving the quality of the influencer audience. So brands can select uh, the most relevant and the more quality influencers to communicate with. So we will have actually the same functionality integrated to Metafluence as well. So brands can actually, whenever they see different influencers in our ecosystem, they will be able to see their audience demographics and sort of engagement and details, so they can make the best decisions to interact with certain influencers, right? So they are not interacting with influencers with different sort of bots and fake accounts. And on the audience side, as mentioned, it's more about the engagement, which we are providing. So if you are an influencer and having an event, a private event, and you want it to be more exclusive to your audience, and you can just do a private event, and your fans who are eager to engage with you can basically purchase your NFTs and NFTs tickets, or you can actually do either NFTs or just specific tickets, and join you in your event room and get more more engagement, or customize the approach, right? If you're a fan wanting a sort of as I mentioned in case of Cameo, customizable video, right? And personalized video from a celebrity or influencer, you can get that done as well. So that's how we're planning to address the current influencer marketing challenges. This was a good question, Dennis. I'm sorry I couldn't understand what you are meaning when you said I am.
Sure. Thank you very much, Alvin, for your time, and thank you very much for your questions on addressing to the influencers challenges. And I believe you have also prepared some quiz for our Gemster to join. Shall we move on to our quiz session?
Yeah, we can definitely move on. It's been close to 1 hour, so I think we can now go to our quiz and try to finalize. So yeah, there is the first question.
Yes.
I do see already posted. So yes. Yeah, for anyone who is waiting, yeah, please go ahead and answer to the quiz, and we will select the winners. So the question is, what is the slogan of Metafluence? All right. So far, we have 17 answers, I believe.
Yes.
So we'll give
sure, pick
10
a winner.
seconds more.
Sure, of course.
All right.
And you can
just yeah.
And you can tag the winner when you chose one.
Okay. Okay, so let me just do countdown, just like Andy did yesterday, because it's fun.
Sure.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the
Yay.
answer is influence to art. Oh, I mean, everyone answered correctly? How come? Sorry, we
I
don't
think
know what the wrong answer is.
I think they take a time to
Yeah,
go to your Twitter. Yes.
yeah, it's quite informative community, I see. All right, so let me pick the winner here, and just to let everyone know, we will be picking the winners that we haven't picked yesterday. And I do remember who we picked yesterday, so I'm sorry, but we will be picking the winners who are, who haven't been winners yesterday. So I do see here Hanser Brock. Congratulations, you're the winner.
Sure, of course. Hanser Barat. Sure. Well, Elton, you have a very good memory on the winner.
Let me see. Okay, just a moment. I do see different answers now, because okay, it's correct, because when I first checked, I only saw the ones that are related to influence. Now I do see like 27, 46, 27%. I don't know why it was like that. So anyways, yeah, moving on to the second question.
Yes. Please take a moment. Okay. Second question. Okay. The second quiz is out.
Okay, so which of the following rooms do the meta huts include? This is a quite easy question, because I probably mentioned it a lot of times during this evening. So let's see how the community is answering.
Sure.
All right, so maybe I can start from 10.
Okay. 9?
Yeah, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So the answer is shopping room, events room, and NFT room as of now. Answer C. And let me just check. Okay, we have really 18 answers here. 18 answers. All right, let me pick the winner. Let me see here. Okay, the winner is Albert. Congratulations, Albert. Yeah.
Okay, Albert. Okay. Quiz 2 winner is Albert. Yep, I think during the AMA, Alvin did mention a lot about the shopping room, the event rooms, and also the NFT rooms. And meanwhile, we're hoping that everyone could be a part of the Meta Huts, so that they can own their piece of room and own their piece of home, and they can have their sense of belongings to the Metafluence project.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Juice. So moving on to the third question. I believe we should have 5 in total, right? So 3 to go.
Yes, indeed. Okay. So question number 3, up to how much APY does the current Metro staking pool model offer? Again, this is not a financial advice. So as for a community who would like to invest in a crypto project, you should always do your own research.
Absolutely.
Before invest.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. We're never giving financial advice, but this is more like a question just related to our current API model. And just to let everyone know, this is just a current model. We are developing more different models, also models which will involve NFTs as rewards too. But as of now, is just a model that is allowing you to stake up to 12 months. So it starts from 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. And the APY is, current APY is?
I think we have a special guest over here to answer the quiz session.
Who is that special guest? Okay.
Let's welcome Andy. I can see Andy over here. I've been staying here for 5 to 10 minutes already.
Okay.
Hello,
hey,
I'm here to support you guys.
Thank you, Andy. Do you know the answer to the third question?
Yes, I do, but I cannot believe I answer some of the questions wrongly. I need to go back and read your whole book and white paper again.
All right, let's just not stretch it and just answer it. If you know the answer, do the honors, and I will just
sure. Thank you, Alvin.
Sure.
Okay, so Alvin, can you pick a
The
winner?
answer is 36%. It's B, 36%.
Yep.
And we have actual 30 answers. 30 answers. And the winner is, let's see, Drug Life. I don't know if it's just by intention or just a whim. I do see Drug Life there, and
sure.
Congratulations to you.
Congratulations to our quiz 3 winner. Okay. The next quiz will be up in 30 seconds.
All right.
Yep. And I'm hoping that Andy will be also joining the quiz as well.
I need to have fast hands. I need to be fast.
People will select the answers that you will be selecting. So you are giving some spoilers there.
Okay. The fourth question is out.
Yeah, so the fourth question is, when did Metafluence launch its IDO? And I actually talk about that in this AMA, so hopefully people remember. So let's see how many people remember that. All right, so I will just do the countdown starting from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the answer is 24th of January.
Yay.
And we do have 50%, 25 answers. That's good. A lot of people remember. And the answer is, well, the winner is, the winner is Mark Zoll.
Mark
You
Zoll.
don't pass DM.
Okay,
Congratulations,
cool.
Mark.
Mark Zoll got a very nice profile picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, moving on to the final question.
Yes, final question will be up in 30 seconds. Okay, I think it's something that have also mentioned previously in the AMA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The fifth question is out.
Okay, so yeah, just let me pronounce that. So which of the following comes next according to the Metafluence roadmap? A, integration of VR technology. B, public sale of land plots and meta huts. C, launch of the MVP. D, development of the marketplace. All right, I will just do the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And the answer is the public sale of land plots and meta huts, which is B.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
Because it's going to happen very soon.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have actually 32 answers. And let's see who the winner is. Who the winner is. Because this is the last winner, I would like to take some time.
And maybe we can pick Andy.
No, I'm not picking again.
I got the last question right. The land and matter.
I know, Andy.
I'm very proud. I'm very proud now. I'm a Metafluencer. I'm a Metafluencer right now.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right. So the answer is Mehmet Akyüz, our Turkish community member. Congratulations, Mehmet.
Mehmet. Okay, cool. Oh, Mehmet, please show your username so that we can, yep.
Okay, it doesn't have a username. Mehmet, please add a username so we can tag you.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. I think that's it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So thank you once again for Alvin to join us, and thank you very much for our special guest Andy to be with us today.
Yeah. Thanks, Alvin. Thanks, Justina, for hosting this.
Yes. I believe that.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe the Jamster have learned a lot about your project with great visuals, and congratulations again on your successful launch. And also, Jamster, please go on to the Metafluence Twitter to stay updated on their upcoming plans. Let's say the Metaverse land cells and also the Meta huts. So don't forget to join the upcoming events for Metafluence, and please stay tuned on our winner announcement.
And also, if you could, Juice, I just sent out to the group a bit more information, kind of an overview. If you could share that in the group, that would be great as well. So it has like links and more information regarding the Meta Hut and land sale. So, yeah, I mean, I can't thank you enough for inviting me, and it's been a great AMA, and I really enjoyed it, and happy to repeat it in the future. And I would like to thank you again, GEMS community, for being here and for taking part in this AMA. Thanks a lot, guys. Great AMA. Take care.
Thank you very much, Alvin, and thank you very much, Andy. So have a good night, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.